every single shot you take that is blocked is a shot that shouldn't have been taken. Big Feds here with a guide on how to finish like a top 1% player no matter the meta. While there are different ways to shoot, I feel that a commonly overlooked aspect about finishing is when to shoot. Don't fall into the trap of thinking where having more shots mean you were better or deserved more. Where you shoot and the quality of the shots are way more important than the amount of shots you take. Saying that, I've never really agreed with the complaints about AI blocking being overpowered. Rather that the shot itself is taken when it shouldn't have. In this guide, I'll be going through both when to shoot and the different kind of shots you can take. You're never going to shoot straight at the goalkeeper. You always want to shoot to one side. A good way to start finding openings is imagining that there are two lines that start at the ball and finish at respective post. Priority number one when taking any kind of shot is to make sure that the line you're aiming for isn't interrupted by an opposing player. This is a great foundation to build upon because in this guide, I'll give you some tips and techniques that will allow you to create these openings and take advantage of them. All of the examples in this video are taken straight out of my stream to show you that they are applicable online and against high-level players. This is probably the worst finish I have ever seen. It made no sense to me why Malcolm doesn't even hit the target. However, this finish spurred me to look into how to make sure that most of your shots hit the target when you actually take them. And there are two things that really stood out. First one is that you should never be sprinting when you shoot. If you sprint when you're shooting, the possibility that your player misses the target is a lot bigger. Going down to controlled sprint or no sprint at all before you finish will definitely increase the amount of shots that hit the target when you shoot them. Secondly, taking shots that are natural, which means that they are in a natural motion, makes them more likely to hit the target. I do want to highlight the difference between hitting the target and the goalkeeper saving, because no matter how you look at it, a goalkeeper is a part of the team. If the goalkeeper saves it, the thing you can look into is your timing on when you shoot. So many bad shots are taken as a result of reactive play and bad awareness. If you only take shots after an opening presents itself, the time it takes for you to press the button and the player to shoot is enough time for a defender to come back and block it. Being aware of a player's surrounding when he receives the ball makes it so you can set up for any kind of shot you want. These setups can be done in many different ways, but planning and setting up for a shot makes it so when that split-second opening arrives, you're immediately able to take it. In this example, we're incorporating the earlier tips together. We're using the lines as a foundation to set up for our shot, and we're making sure that the shot we're taking is in a natural motion. When Kirby has the ball out wide, we can see that the box is very crowded. However, when we turn, we see that Kerr is standing open outside of the box. When we see her, we already know what sequence of play we're gonna look for. Pay close attention to my left stick. I push the left stick towards where the ball is coming from, open up an angle towards goal. So he receives the ball, touches it to open up space, and with the second touch, the shot is gone and we get a good goal out of it. If I hadn't set up for the shot, I would not have been able to finish without my opponent making it in time to block it. I'll show you a quick compilation of a few goals that I've scored where I do the exact same thing over and over. This is something I do continuously when I finish. I look for the space, set up my first touch towards it, and then finish with the second touch. If you want to be clinical in front of your opponent's goal, you have to be proactive in your finishing, not reactive. Keep in mind when it comes to natural finishes is that it applies to the weak foot as well. It's better to take a shot with a player's weak foot, no matter how weak it is, rather than turning and trying to force a shot with the strong foot. Now, the reason for this is a 50% shot with a weak foot is always going to be better than turning and maybe not getting a shot off at all, especially considering if the shot will be taken in natural motion. Take a look at this example. Malcolm is coming through. I successfully turn away from my opponent, but if I want to take a shot, the best shot to take here is with Malcolm's 3-star weak foot. A common mistake people make when they're looking to score is that they wait for the perfect chance, which is basically when there's no defender in front. Some of the most satisfying goals to score are the ones that pass through between 3 to 5 defenders. Waiting for only clear-cut chances or forcing shots because of frustration is a one-way ticket to losing the ball and getting countered. Using both previous tips, you can find open angles even when the box is crowded. In this example, as soon as we see that our opponent is moving upwards, we've decided that we want to go down and take a shot quickly. However, my opponent is able to move in time and he cuts off the line between the ball and the post. So we fake shot and move back into space. In this instance, you can see Zola being surrounded by 5 players. However, the line from the ball to the other post is still open. As soon as we are able to position himself to take a shot naturally, we pull the trigger to get the shot in between the players. Every time you're in and around your opponent's box, your opponent has way more to lose than you do. Keep a cool head and pay attention to what your opponent is doing. A lot of defenders make mistake by opening up space or open up angles with bad goalkeeper movement. Baiting that movement or that mistake can help you score in situations you normally wouldn't have. In this example, I take my first touch to set up for the shot and then I shoot downwards. However, as soon as I notice that my opponent is moving his goalkeeper, I switch my aim to take advantage of the space he's now opened up, which leads to an easy goal. Cross-body shots are normal shots that are taken when you're running towards one side and shoot towards the other, i.e. across the body. These are effective in situations when you're running in the same direction as your strong foot while going past the middle of the box. The reason these are effective is because we are opening up space in the far post while moving the goalkeeper in the opposite direction. This makes it hard for the goalkeeper to switch direction fast enough. When you're on the opposite side of your strong foot, which means that if your strong foot is to the right and you're on the left side of the penalty box, that's when you look to take shots in the first corner. Important thing to keep in mind here is to keep them high. The close corner shots are especially effective when the goalkeeper is rushing you. Or if you want, you can go for a normal finesse to the other side. When it comes to actual mechanics, the one thing that gives you a noticeable improvement is timing shots. You can't get by without it, but no matter what kind of shot you take, timing them will increase the amount of goals you score. The way to do it is that you press shoot, and then not when he hits the ball, but slightly before he hits the ball, you press shoot again to green time it, which will make your shots more consistent. Power shots is exactly what it sounds like. It's a powerful shot. The drawbacks is all aim is manual, and it takes a little bit of time to get the shot off. I don't take long shots. However, I do know how to take them. I'll be using clips from my friend to illustrate what I mean. When it comes to long shots, no matter what kind of shot I'm taking, the one aspect I focus on is getting the shots at 3 bars of power. 1v1s can be scored in many ways. You can dribble, you can do the heel-tail flick, you can do the ball roll. Sometimes you can just run past him. The important part when shooting is paying attention to what the goalkeeper is doing. If you shoot at the same time he's rushing out, that means he has less of a time to react. It also allows you to see if your opponent is moving his goalkeeper, so you can potentially punish that decision. In the end, this is just how I finish and what I find successful when I'm actively trying to do them. If you have a way that works for you, there is absolutely no reason to switch that up. Well, yeah, that was all I had for this guide. If you have any questions, drop a comment and I'll do my best to answer. I do stream my games on Twitch if you want to catch up outside of the videos. But until next time, I hope this video is helpful and I hope you have a good day.